The American people are becoming increasingly worried about coronavirus. We get phone calls every minute of every day. People are really concerned. And when they hear conflicting messages, they don't know what to make of it. So, Mr. Pompeo, any misinformation is bad. A pattern of misinformation undermines our entire system. When the president lied about the size of his inaugural crowd, it was embarrassing. It was hard to believe when he falsified a hurricane weather map. It was disgraceful when he told the American people that Iranian bombs injured no one when 110 soldiers were seriously injured, and traumatic brain injuries aren't just headaches. But now we face coronavirus, and the president tells us that a vaccine is almost ready, and it isn't. And then he tells us that warm weather will miraculously take care of this, take care of everything. And it won't.
And they're frankly terrified, as my colleague Mr. Deutsch just referred to, about coronavirus. And sadly, they are increasingly lacking faith in the administration's ability to address it. So can you tell them that you've done everything humanly possible, both around the globe and even here, to keep us safe from coronavirus?
I am confident that this administration has taken actions that have significantly reduced risk and will continue to do so.
Okay, I appreciate that, but how do you reconcile what you just said with the budget you just submitted to us, which cuts State Department funding for the WHO by more than 50%, and cuts the CDC's global health security budget by more than 40%?
But the fact of the matter is that Americans across the country, as they send their children to school, as they went to work, were terrified. We are terrified as a nation about the coronavirus, particularly when we read in the papers that one of the top officials, the Vice President of Women and Family Affairs in Iran, contracted the disease. And we saw yesterday how Wall Street took an unprecedented dive. Americans are terrified. I'm terrified about the coronavirus. My question, I know you want to answer questions, so my question is a very direct one, a yes or no answer required. Do you feel that we should divert funding to build a wall to stop the spread of this coronavirus that's terrifying American families across our nation? We have a money problem. The president has presented a deep cut to your department. Do you feel we should divert money from building the wall to stop this pandemic? Yes or no?
It's a straw man argument.
Yes or no? Yes or no? Do you feel we should divert funding from building the wall to stop this pandemic that's terrifying American families? Yes or no?
America has the resources.
You're not answering my question. Let me ask you another question.
So I'm going to switch to the coronavirus, which is top of people's minds. Donald Trump's chief of staff, Mick Mulvaney, told the Conservative Political Action Conference that the coronavirus was a hoax of the day. Do you agree with Donald Trump's chief of staff, Mulvaney, that the coronavirus is the hoax of the day?
The State Department is doing everything it can to protect American citizens around the world.
Do you believe coronavirus is the hoax of the day?
I'm not going to comment on what others say.
I'm just asking you, do you believe the coronavirus is a hoax?
I'm just telling you what the Secretary of State's doing.
Do you believe the coronavirus is a hoax?
We're working to keep people safe.
You can't even answer that question.
Yeah,
it's not even a gotcha question. You believe the coronavirus is a hoax?
It's a gotcha moment. It's not useful.
Is the coronavirus a hoax? Can you just anser that question?
We're taking it seriously. This is a
serious. At 12:15 today, are you in fact yourself speaking at CPAC? At 12:15 today, are you speaking?
Yes, I am. I'm planning.
All right. So you can only give 2 hours to this bipartisan group of members of Congress, and instead of answering questions on life and death issues from a bipartisan group of America's representatives, you're going to go talk to a special interest group.
Yes.
You, sir, represent all Americans, not a special interest group. It is shameful. You can't even answer basic questions. I yield back.
Gentleman's time has expired.
Mr. Pompeo, I think the way the administration has handled Iran policy in recent months explains why so many of us are concerned about the response to coronavirus. If the administration isn't going to tell the truth about the alleged imminent threat to our people in our embassies, why should the American people have the confidence in the statements about the threat this disease poses? If the administration hides the fact that the number of service members who are injured in an attack, how can we know the numbers about diagnosis and quarantines are accurate? When the administration fires or sidelines people like Ambassador Yovanovitch, Lieutenant Colonel Vindeman, D&I McGuire, or this week the HHS sec whistleblower who's being targeted just because they told the truth, should we believe what you tell us about another looming crisis? The American people are scared, sir. My constituents are scared. And the administration's track record of incompetence in dealing with crisis doesn't inspire confidence. And to make it worse, the President has tried to slash the personnel and programs that can make us better equipped to grapple with the global health crisis.